International Conference on Progressive Research in Humanities, Society and Emerging Methodologies to 2026 Horizon 2.0 2026. So this is a wonderful platform for me to share my ideas on the topic which I am going to share today. And this topic is already been published as my book publication. That thank you so much for the team, Namrata ma'am and all Rajesh sir, everyone, and everyone for giving me this opportunity on this wonderful platform to share my ideas. Thank you. So I'm sharing my presentation. One second, sir. I'll make it full screen. Is it visible, sir? Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is
Yes,
visible, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you can
So
go to,
here,
yes, over to you.
yeah. Yeah. So actually, the topic of today's presentation, as I progress, I have learned a lot through the different the platforms where Eudoxia Research University has given me wonderful a number of opportunities to share my ideas. As a part of that, I feel myself that I am upgrading myself, so that at the end of my presentation. The organizing committee of the international conference and well-versed experts should give me guidance on this. So the topic is the new gurus, Finfluencers. So I have connected this topic related to the behavioral financial influence of the India's retail investors. So, by the way, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Dr. Aparna from Pavani from Alliance University, Bengaluru, and I'm working as an associate professor and program head for BCom, and having 23 years of experience in this particular academia and 2.5 years in industry. Worked with ICICI Bank as a credit analyst. So. This is the topic which I wanted to highlight on this Finfluencers. So let me, before I start, I want to ask why this topic has been fascinating these days. Why has a stranger on a screen come to command more behavioral trust for a growing segment of Indian retail investors than the institutions? So all of us are on social media. Maybe it is on LinkedIn, it is on Instagram, maybe different platforms, Snapchat. The youngsters will the Gen Z will definitely answer my question if they are there. And every one of us in about all the age groups, we are all on the social media, and especially I want to highlight one social media platform, that is YouTube. So Finfluencers, so every different on in the YouTube, different contents are available, and relating to, especially relating to the financial information, relating to the financial investment information, maybe in awareness sessions, etc., etc. Finfluencers plays a very important role nowadays. The answer lies less in finance than in psychology of trust information and the architecture of attention optimized platforms. So Finfluencer ecosystem is a completely different ecosystem, and it acts as a byproduct of platforms built for engagement rather than advice. Just engagement. So yeah, so if you observe any of the platforms, any of the YouTube videos, we feel that it's just a piece of advice what we are giving from the knowledge whatever we have developed. I have 23 years of experience, and in the years towards investment, I can give a piece of advice. So it's just like an engagement, not influencing any of the SEBI related platforms or any of the investment horizons. Therefore, it therefore inherited none of those safeguards by default. Accountability now is now being retrofitted. Now let's see how the demat accounts have been shifted their scale. So roughly, if we observe the statistics over here, 5.6 times there is an expansion over 6 years period. So if you observe the statistics from March 2020 to May 2026, there was here the graph can be noted. March 2020, there were 4 crore demat accounts. 22, it's 11 crores. And 24, it is 17 crores. 2025 December, 22 crores. And May 2026, those are demat accounts has increased by 5.6 times from this 6 years. Most of today's participants have never traded through a full bear market. We have a bullish market as well as a bear market. Bear market is nothing but where the prices of the shares will be coming down due to the international stock markets. And bull market, whenever there is a bull market, there will be an increase in the investments. So this topic is totally directly related to the investments. Growth is proportionately tier 2 or tier 3, where formal advisory penetration is shallow. So many of the those who are financially literate can go through this financial influencers platform. And we have now, what is the problem? The biggest challenge now is we are having lot of information, information overloaded. So in that case, what happens here is nothing but how to trust the information is the biggest challenge for all the investors. Number of YouTube videos are there. Those who are with a chartered accountant, everyone have their own YouTube channel passing on the information, etc., etc. And here coming to metros, cosmopolitan cities, etc., they have this information, but tier 2 and tier 3 cities, they have no formal advisory penetration. A large inexperienced digitally native audience is precisely the audience Finfluencer content reaches best. So this is the disciplined half of the story. Now, if you observe the monthly SIP, systematic investment plan contributions as a part of the mutual funds, May 2025, December 25, March 2026, April 2026, May 26, and the latest June 26. So there is an increase and decrease. Of course, now if you observe the first point as well as the last point, May 25 as well as June 26, there is a tremendous increase in the SIP contribution, the monthly systematic investment plan. So it's like just like an RD. So if you observe this period of 1 year exactly, there is an increase. SIP flows held above 30,000 crores even through record foreign selling in March 2026. SIP assets about 17.1 lakh crores, close to the fifth of industry asset under management. So this is overall there is an increase, roughly there is an increase of 9.6 crores contributing towards SIP accounts. So investments, related to investments, systematic investment plan through across different mutual funds, it's a big hit. The speculative half, let's see individual traders future and options losses. There are, so here if you lost money, if you observe the red portion in this circle is 91%. Why? Because many do not trust on the stock market. So it's a general opinion, it's a psychology saying that we lose money over a period. But I have been in the stock market for about both the trading and investment for the from the past 8 years. I'm not into trading, just investment only. So right from my the month one of my earning, I have invested. So it's been 19 years, it's been 20 years I have been in the stock market. I'm in the stock market. Invest and forget. What my opinion is, invest and forget. But here, what is the greed? Means many think that in a short period of time we want to make profits out of it. That's why this 91% tells about here in 1 month, 3 months, everyone want to make the money double, 21% returns. So it's not possible. You have to stay in the market, observe the market from time to time, and so after a period of time, you will be observing the returns. So now this is about the statistics where we observe where the harm concentrates. Losses widened 41% year on year despite curbs on weekly expirers and larger lot sizes. Average net loss per person about 1.1 lakh rupees. People are losing money. So because of less financial literacy, less understanding about the investments, and many of the now present generation below 30 years, 35 years, many of my clients are also there. They think that in a short period of time, for a period of 1 year, 3 years, even 3 years, SIPs also, I don't suggest minimum of 7 years. All my SIPs are for 7 years. So it's study coverage roughly 96 lakh unique traders across 13 major brokers. So this is a secondary data study, as well as I have included the primary data also. So now let's understand who is actually trading. 76% of traders under 30 lost money intraday, against 70% across all ages. It's not under ages. Everyone wants to make money out of what we are. See, it's our hard earned money. So in that case, what happens here is nothing but when you are going with an investment, so you have to go base. Basically there is a rule in investment saying that 30% to only 10% has to be 10 to 15%. It depends on your age also. If you are below 30 and you have started earning, you can go with more of equity. I mean, investment in stock market. So at the same time, what happens here is nothing but, so as your age grows, you have to invest less in the stock market, and include more of investments into an fixed, which generates fixed returns. That is about maybe 40%, 50%, depends on your age. So share of intraday trading in one day. Intraday means in one day you want to, people want to generate returns, which is highly impossible, and you have to have been in the stock market and don't rely on others. 80% of individual future and options traders were male in SEBI's earlier study period. Tier 2 or 3 cities where intraday participation grew faster than in the metros. Now let's see about the financial content ecosystem. It's all about trading, whatever I have discussed till now. Content ecosystem, the formal shift. Long form YouTube explainers gave way to reels, shorts, and telegram channels. Now from YouTube, long means videos which were there for about 10 minutes, not even not 10 minutes, for about 1 hour, 50 minutes, 40 minutes, etc. People, as we are involved in busy schedules, we don't have time. So that's why it has been the YouTube explainers. Finfluencers have converted themselves to reels, very short period, shorts, and telegram channels. Attention economies, we have algorithms reward emotional intensity, simplicity, and urgency. Simple, as when you explain a concept as simple as it is, people will understand, and create an urgency for towards investment. Platform co-architects. Fintech brokers simplified onboarding and execution. Just with a click of a button, you can go with an onboarding. So now I was talking about, till now I was using the word finfluencer. Who is a finfluencer? An individual or entity that uses social media to communicate financial information, opinion, or guidance to a public audience, deriving influence primarily from parasocial trust and content reach rather than a formal advisory relationship. So, whom you have to trust? So, finfluencer is some, for example, SAB advised, SEBI recognized YouTube planner, a financial planner. I am an SEBI recognized financial planner, one of the financial planner in India. So likewise here, you have to trust, not everyone. So working typology, who are finfluencers? These are the six types of finfluencers we do come across in nowadays in the society. So, credential educator, that's what I was talking about. Content grounded in verifiable professional qualification. Trader, trader, creator. Audience built around personal trading narratives and results. And meme finance creator is a person who, through humor and culture reference, simplifies the concept. Platform native analyst, technical or chart based content shape technical analysis. They will be explaining about the fundamental analysis of the stock markets and all. Institutional adjustment voice, produced in some formal or informal relation to a regulated entity. AI personas and synthetic advisors. We have, this is the latest development in Finfluencers industry. Emerging category, the least understood frontier. Now, the 32%, if you observe the anatomy of the Indian influencer, statistics says that numbers speak over here. 32 average years, average age in years, half the sample was 30 or younger. Even our BBA students, BCom students, as well as MBA students, many of them are into trading before below that 23 years, 21 years, etc. And the gender split is men are more into trading than women, 70-30. Based in Mumbai or Delhi NCR, 50%, and about 10% operate from outside India. 90, greater than 90% of cumulative followers sit on Instagram and YouTube. So this statistics tells us about the influence of social media on the in today's digital world. So now, according to the statistics, we have SEBI registered 6%, explicit stock recommendations 33%, inadequate one second. Inadequate conflict disclosure, 37%. Media flagged on conduct, 6%. Some of them who are providing direct advice or otherwise directly in a social media, if they want to influence directly, they are removed from the YouTube. Many instances have happened relatively in the past years. Penalized by SEBI, 4%. Second, the accountability gap. Only 6% are registered, at 33% make explicit stock calls, a five-fold gap between authority. Over all the influencers platforms, maybe Instagram, maybe YouTube, maybe Facebook, likewise Telegram channels, etc. Only 6% have SEBI registered, maybe relating to mutual funds distributors. We have so many other certifications where we can go with the official registrations and go with an influencer. How influencer content works on investors. First one is FOMO, urgency framing, overconfidence, fluency heuristic, herding behavior, visible social proof. So if one herding behavior means if one influences, I'm into investment, I'm investing in, suppose for example, I'm investing in mutual funds. So my all my friends follow the same thing. Availability, survivorship narrative, anchoring, past return figures based on the charts and graphs which are projected in the SEBI reports, loss aversion, present bias. Urgency and illusion, fear of missing out. That's what we call it as FOMO. Urgency framing, countdown structures and references to other gains, target loss of opportunity, anxiety. Overconfidence. So, confidently delivered explainers generally a felt sense of mastery. So, you create that overconfidence among the investors. So herd behavior, as I already told you, the numbers speak over here. The 91% of individual future and option traders ended financial year 25 in loss. So 1 lakh crore rupees aggregate net loss up to 41% year on year. So this is a social proof substitutes where we have the metrics. Availability bias and survivorship narrative. So here we have bias over gender bias, investment bias, and other. As this is a competition, this is also termed as a competition, saying that different types of investments are there, and in order to attract the customers towards investments, maybe fintech organizations, banks. I don't want to mention on this platform. Different banks, institutions, different financial institutions are playing in different roles. The reference points and time horizons are anchoring. Past written figures are taken into consideration. The loss aversion, content structured around the cost of missing out. And it is risk bearing decision has to be taken into consideration. Once you are into investment in stocks, you should be very careful of how the returns will be generated. At the same time, risk also has to be taken into consideration. And I have developed a CAME framework, which is cognitive authority in investment media. So, trust in a influencer is usually treated as a single diffuse quantity. CAME decomposes that trust into four components, and these are the four components: perceived expertise, perceived track record, perceived relatability to the investments wherever you are going for an investment advice, and independence, the degree to which the creator appears free of commercial conflicts. These are the four components in my framework. So, where the signals diverge from the substance, perceived independence. So, the red part here over is how easily the signal can be manufactured and how easily an investor can verify it. The blue ones is verification and the red ones is manufactured. So, this diagram tells you about the four components about independence, the track record of the influencer, perceived expertise, and relatability. The external evidence for the independence gap. So, SEBI, as I already told you, 6% only the influencers have been registered. Explicit stock recommendations have been, according to 2026 CFA Institute report, 25 report as well as 26 report, 33%. Same. 37% failed to adequately disclose conflicts such as sponsorship or affiliate arrangements. Many suggest for affiliate arrangements also, which is not correct. 63% failed to adequately disclose sponsorships or financial affiliations in the earlier review. 8% of surveyed retail investors reported being misled by influencer advice. So please cross check. Don't get influenced by the influencers, maybe YouTubers or otherwise any of the social media platforms. You cross check and take an investment decision. This is the my advice to all the investors. Everyone, hard-earned money is we are into investments. Maybe you are from different domains. So finally, at the end of the day, investment matters a lot. Trust repair, trust collapse, and diagnostic use from vacuum to enforcement. Regulatory vacuum 2019 to 23, there is no particular ecosystem, there is a gap. And in October 2024, SEBI has released the first circular relating to the influencer market, and it disassociated the unregistered influencers with an exemption for pure investor education. RBI is also providing education platforms and NCFM. I'm the member of NCFM. I'm learning. Till now, I didn't get the certificate. So, in January 25, framework expanded. Live market data prohibited in educational content. And 25-26 active enforcement has been levied by SEBI. A 6-point policy architecture, tiered registration, standardized disclosure grammar. So analogous to nutritional labeling, signaling, sponsorship also should be avoided. Platform level accountability, institutional partnership models, financial media literacy has been taken into consideration, research and monitoring body. So these are my recommendations. Research institution should be there. Media literacy integration should be there. Institutional partnerships. So here, if you observe the graph here, the level of recommendations has been given. Platform accountability, standardized disclosure, complete disclosure should be there. And tiered registration. Those who are registered influencers under SEBI, Reserve Bank of India, as well as other regulatory body platforms only are eligible for content generation, financial education content generation. And these are some of the limitations which I came across. The study is conceptual and interpretive. It synthesis secondary sources, and I have to go with the primary data, which this I'm going to go with the primary study. Market statistics presented in this are drawn from SEBI, AMFI, Association of Mutual Funds of India, Depository, and CFA Institute. And future research agenda, I'm going within the framework. Whatever I have developed is I have to validate it. Neurofinance, I have to connect it to neurofinance, longitudinal outcomes, AI, and synthetic personas. And coming to the conclusion of my presentation, Finfluencer effectiveness rests on the systematic amplification of well documented behavioral bias. It should not be misleading. The misleading information should not be there. And only regulatory authorities through certified financial planners or certified mutual fund distributors or any of the investment, the person means registered persons only should be given this Finfluencer platforms. So it should be in that way. And in this connection, these are the different data sources where I have conducted the study. And based on this, I have, with the help of Research Beacon publication, Yorkshire Research University, I thank on this wonderful platform. The book has been published, The New Gurus, and thanking you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and big congratulations to you for the new gurus. This book is very wonderful. I was going